This video is going to be a little bit different. I'm hoping you guys really enjoy it. Been putting a little bit of work into this. It's something I've been working on that I want to share with everybody. It's still early on though. I'm only a few hours into the development phase of this, but I think it's going to be helpful. So basically what I'm working on here is I'm building a application. Right now it's a Windows form, but I could make this into a website or something later if I want to, that calculates seed cost for you. So I have some basic information in there right now around how much seed you need to a tray, and then I know how much yield you're going to get from that seed. And so I do a little bit of math and I can tell you how much it's going to cost for seed per tray, and then also how much seed cost it is per actual ounce of product. And I thought that was the one that was the most intriguing number to go after. So you already know kind of what you want to charge for an ounce of product, but when you know exactly how much seed cost it was for that ounce, it kind of really puts things in perspective. For now, this is really basic. I haven't included things like soil cost, electricity, water, things like that I probably won't include. Labor doesn't make sense to include for me. It's going to be different for everybody. But for a real baseline, this gives you an idea. So right now, you guys know I don't weigh my seed. I use a tablespoon for the small seeds, and then I use a just by eye for the bigger seeds like sunflower and peas. So I don't have that data, but I do know how much I use in quantity. And so right now I'm going to actually take a moment and get some numbers for some of the seed I use so I can plug it in to my software. Let me go ahead and show you a little bit about what the software is, and then we'll start weighing some seed. So currently, this is all it is. It's really simple. And I haven't included everything yet. But so you can see here, you got a drop down. I've got some seeds already in here. I have to add some more. Let's say radish. I think I used 30 grams of seed for that, but I'm going to weigh that again to make sure. And I say you're going to get 12 ounces per tray. And that's actually a pretty conservative number. 14 is probably more like it, but I didn't want to, underestimate the cost. And so I come into this window and I say, I know, because I already pulled some numbers. These numbers are from True Leaf Market. I know that China Rose radish is $10.45 a pound. So I come back over here and I say 10.45, calculate. That means I'm using 69 cents per 1020 tray of seed, and it actually only costs 6 cents per ounce of radish that I get out of that in seed cost. That's if my 30 grams number is correct here, which I'm going to verify that now. So far radish is the only one I've plugged into this app, and I'm going to go ahead and get some more numbers while you guys watch and see how we go from here. So as you can see, I think this is going to be a pretty cool app, software program, whatever you want to call it, and I'm going to add a whole lot more to it. This is just scratching the surface. You could be using this for planning purposes, let's just say that. Okay, so I have my scale here. I've got a little container on it. It's zeroed out. I'm going to take my container, my tablespoon, and I got some radish. This happens to be red arrow radish. I don't think I'm going to get specific about the seed type. You can just, say that the number you get is a close approximation of the amount of yield you're going to get. The yield number is the one that could really change. Different radish seed can be a little bit different in size, but I don't want to overcomplicate things. So I'm going to put 3 tablespoons in my little bin here, because I know that's what I use when I seed. Change my scale to grams. $37 grams. So I'm gonna fix that in the software. I'll call that 38 grams instead of 30. So I was a little bit off, or I weighed it differently last time. Writing down 38. Bear with me while I go and make my change. I might as well just make it right now. Of course, my laptop's slower than death. I went looking at new ones today, couldn't bring myself to buy one. This one's like 10 plus years old, but it still works. Alright, so I have to change this number here. This is a simple switch case. This is Visual Studio, Windows Form. Nothing real impressive here. And I updated that to 38. So, let's dump this seed back in here. And I got it all over the place. Don't mind me while I drop seed everywhere. Put this one away. Alright, let's see. Let's do amaranth next. This one's going to be really light. I use approximately 1.5 tablespoons. To a 10-20 tray. Maybe a hair more. I'm just going by what I typically use. It's not, like I said, this is not an exact science, but it gets you close. All right, 20 grams. That sounds about right. Let's just plug that in. Let's see if I can manage to do this without dumping them everywhere this time. Perfect. All right. Moving on, we've got some cabbage. Put this back. Hope I'm not boring the heck out of you guys, but if I am, I don't know. Keep watching anyways. It'll get exciting eventually. So, I use about 2 tablespoons of cabbage. That's 24 grams. I may change the app to actually use like a database that anybody could get into, and that way, you know, if you downloaded this application, however I end up finalizing it, you could go in and change your seed amount, and then also you could change your yield amount if you know what your yield is, and that way you can get this more tailored to what your use is and not what mine is, because these are my numbers. This is what I use. These are yields I expect. For the cabbage, I have a yield in there that I'm expecting to get, say that I'll get 8 ounces of product out of the 24 grams of seed. Some people might get more. Maybe you get 10, maybe you get 6, but this is just to get you close. All right, now we've got mustard. Again, I'm treating mustard all the same. There's a ton of different mustards out there. The prices are wildly different, but I don't feel like the yields are wildly different. And I don't think that the planting amount's going to be wildly different either. Maybe, I haven't experienced with a lot of them though, so maybe some of them have really big seeds that I just haven't used. So that could be a difference. Mustard, once again, I use about just a little under 2 tablespoons. And we're at 19. I'm going to call that 20. All right, so that's about it for the easier seeds I have here, because I know how much I use as far as like a tablespoon measurement. Now to get into a little bit more difficult thing, but it's not a big deal. I have in here peas and sunflower, which I do those strictly by eye. I just make a nice even cover. And let me get those going. And then I'll demo this app a little bit more for you. So peas, I hope I have enough. I'm kind of light on my peas right now. I need to order more. So I have a tray. What I'm going to do is just an empty tray. And I'm just going to try to get one even coat on here. And that'll give me a pretty good idea of what I use, because that's how I spread them on. And again, I plant all my stuff dry, so that makes it a little bit easy to figure this out too. So I feel like I probably have about half of what I would need for the peas. So I'm going to dump those in here. So I'm saying that's probably pretty close to half of the amount of seed you would really use. So that's 212 grams. I'm gonna go with, we'll go 400 grams. It's pretty darn close to a pound, but we'll go with 400. And I'll recheck this one later, because I wasn't able to get it as accurate as I would like. Because I was low on seed. Last one is sunflower. Same thing. I'm just going to spread them across this tray. Get a pretty good guesstimate here. Say that's pretty close to what I would use. It looks like I've developed a new measuring technique here for the sunflower, maybe for the peas as well. 1 2-ounce clamshell is what I use approximately. That's 206. We'll call it 200. It's a little bit lighter than the peas. All right, let's plug this stuff in. That was a sunflower at 200. Pea shoots at 400. All right, that looks like everything. So let's compile and run this. And I'll bring the camera back in and we'll finish this up. All right, so now I have more data in here, and you can see it didn't take me long, and I can always adjust this later. So I already showed you the radish. Let's try amaranth. I'm saying it takes 20 grams, which we already figured out. I'm saying you're going to get about 4 ounces per 10-20 tray of that. And amaranth, for a pound of it, I have marked here, it's $35.79. Okay, so we'll come down here. It costs $1.58 per tray in amaranth seed, and it costs 39 cents per ounce of amaranth that you're going to get out of that in seed costs. So this seems to be working pretty good, as long as all my math that I put in here is correct, which I think it is. Now let's go with cabbage. You can see I've got my 24 grams there. The cabbage I bought was $21 per pound. And I said 8 ounces. Costs $1.11 per tray, 14 cents per ounce. Let's go with something else a little bit more interesting here. So my pea shoots and my sunflower, I actually got the price for 5 pounds and then divided by 5, because they're very expensive if you buy it by the pound, and it's silly to do that. Don't buy pea shoots and sunflower by the pound. I buy it by 5 pounds, but honestly, you should probably be buying 25, depending on how much you're using. You can also see that I got some big price differences for the mustard. The Oriental, I swear that they have a huge mistake at True Leaf Market, because they're saying $7.99 a pound, and that's for organic. And even their non-organic mustard Oriental spicy is like, I can't remember, but it's way more than that. It's like $35. So I don't understand what's going on here. And so let's get back to this. Let's do sunflower. That's one people grow a lot. So I'm saying it's $7.11 for a pound of sunflower seed if you bought it in 5-pound package. And to be conservative, I said you can yield about a pound of ounces off of a tray, because people get typically close to 1.5 pounds, but this is just going to give you a good estimate, and I don't want to, say you're going to get more than what you get. 16 is a pretty good number. All right, so I said that was $7.11. Costs 20 cents in seed cost per ounce of sunflower you're going to get. So you can see that so far, by far, radish is actually the cheapest seed per ounce of radish of product you're going to get, which is pretty interesting. Let's see about this Oriental mustard, because that's pretty interesting to me. So at $7.99 a pound, $0.07 per ounce. So this Oriental mustard is almost the same price per ounce of product in seed cost as radish, which is shocking. But It also takes about twice as long to grow. And you're only getting 5. I said 5 ounces per tray, which is probably pretty accurate. Here's some nice red garnet growing right there. That's a beautiful tray. So let's see about that, because the red garnet was $34.95. Big difference. So it costs 31 cents per ounce of mustard. Well, I guess that's about it for now, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Maybe you'll get some updates on this, and when it's actually ready to distribute it, I'll let you know. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think I'm doing anything you disagree with, or if you think I should be adding something. If you got ideas, just let me know what's going on. All right, guys? Thanks.